In perfect isolation 720 kilometers east-southeast of Perth, Esperance is a port town on a beautiful stretch of coast. The beaches are some of the best in Australia, with flawless sand so white it looks like snow. Esperance's sheltered bays are bathed by transparent waters that glow from the pristine sand underneath. Along the coast in both directions are rounded cliffs, dunes, headlands and granite peaks, while the granite humps of the Recherche Island rise offshore. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Esperance so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Cape Le Grand National Park. On Esperance's east flank is more than 30,000 hectares of white sandy beaches, wild heathland and stirring granite topography. Several of the items in this list are within Cape Le Grand National Park's boundaries, and you can pick up trails to climb those granite peaks or follow one of the world's most beautiful coastlines along the Le Grand Coastal Trail. Much of the terrain is under a blanket of heathland, inhabited by pygmy possums and gray kangaroos that will often hop down to the beaches. Spend the night at campgrounds at Lucky Bay and Le Grand Beach, equipped with picnic tables, barbecues, running water and toilets. At number 9 is the Lucky Bay. While surveying the southern coast in 1802, explorer and cartographer Matthew Flinders, 1774 to 1814, moored HMS Investigator in this bay to shelter from a storm. He later named it Lucky Bay, and the ship's botanist Robert Brown came ashore here, discovering a catalog of species new to science at the time. As it was in Flinders' day, Lucky Bay is sheltered, and has the snow-white sands and crystalline waters that Esperance is famous for. There's great fishing, snorkeling and surfing, while humpback and southern right whales swim close by in winter. At number 8, Twilight Bay. The pick for family beach trips in Esperance has to be Twilight Bay, touted among the best beaches in the country. All of the hallmarks of Esperance's coastline are here, from the brilliant white sand to the clear, light blue waters and the low, heath-covered cliffs. But what really elevates Twilight Bay are the granite reefs and outcrops on the west end, causing a kind of natural water park with calm, transparent waters and rocks for children to scramble over and jump off. It's a perfect environment for swimming, paddleboarding and snorkeling, while the more boisterous waves on the east side are surfable. At number 7, Middle Island and Pink Lake. This 90-minute flight is available through the online tour platform getyourguide.com and will give you a sparkling picture of Esperance and the immense beauty that lies just offshore. Taking off from Esperance Airport, the flight is bound for the Recherche Archipelago, but on the way you can cast your eyes over the scrolling farmland in the town's backcountry and the pure white beaches on the coast. As you approach Middle Island, you'll be captivated by the otherworldly pinkish tint of Lake Hillier on its northeast corner. This permanent hue is caused by a type of green microalgae common in saline lakes. At number 6 in our list, Woody Island. You can take a leisured ferry ride out to Woody Island, 15 kilometers off Esperance in the Recherche Archipelago. Listed as a nature reserve and covering 2.4 square kilometers, it's the only island in the group that can be accessed by visitors. On the crossing you'll have the chance to spot marine life like dolphins, seals, sea lions and white-bellied sea eagles. Woody Island Eco Tours built a visitor center here 20 years ago and can arrange all sorts of activities like snorkeling in sheltered and nature-rich waters, fishing from the jetty and guided nature walks. At number 5, Frenchman Peak. Part of a chain of prominent granite formations in the southwest of Cape Le Grand National Park, Frenchman Peak presents a tough but very satisfying challenge for walkers. The name describes the peak's resemblance to the hats worn by French soldiers in the 19th century and rises 262 meters above the park for distant panoramas. The route to the summit up the east side is a stiff 3-kilometer return, requiring about 2 hours. Near the top is a system of tunnels and caves, carved out by wave action around 40 million years ago when sea levels were around 300 meters higher than present. At number 4, West Beach. If you can't get enough of Esperance's crisp white sandy beaches, the south-facing West Beach is on the Twilight Beach Road, just below the Rotary Lookout. The Southern Ocean pummels South Beach, giving it a wild splendor that is amplified by the granite cliffs, headlands and the islands of the Recherche archipelago offshore. The deceptively large swells are a hit with surfers, but bathers are better off in the shallow area created by a long sandbar, as the rip tides are strong. And as you'd expect, the sunrises and sunsets are sublime here, set off by those tall headlands flanking the beach. At number 3 in our list, Observatory Point. A fantastic place to stretch your legs on the Great Ocean Drive, Observatory Point is a wave-battered promontory capped with a lookout platform. Climb the stairway for a panorama that you'll want to linger over for as long as possible. Laid out below you is the mesmerizing blue tone of the Southern Ocean, the dark green vegetation of the cliffs and solemn granite formations strung against the waves. Dotting the horizon are the islands of the Recherche archipelago, the closest of which is Observatory Island, separated from Observatory Point by a narrow strait. At number 2, Wharton Beach. For those willing to travel, there's another jaw-dropping beach on the east side of Cape Le Grand National Park, about an hour by road from Esperance. If it were anywhere else in the world, Wharton Beach would attract visitors in their droves. As it is, most of the traffic comes from Esperance locals, and with 3 kilometers of pristine white sand you'll have acres of space to yourself. That sand is super fine, even by Esperance standards, to the point that it even squeaks underfoot. The beach is set back from the open ocean in a scallop-shaped bay, which makes the water even clearer, with just enough swell for surfers. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Great Ocean Drive. You may gather that the Goldfields Esperance region has loads of amazing coastal scenery. So much in fact that there's a 40 kilometers driving trail to help you see the best of it. The Great Ocean Drive starts out in Esperance and goes west along the Twilight Beach Road, along clifftops, past granite outcrops and next to some of the world's most beautiful beaches. Take the road between May and December and you can pause at lookouts to catch sight of humpback or southern right whales. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Esperance? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.